Namaste and Satnam yogis. I'm Tracy and this is Yoga Union, where people unite in a quest for wellness of body, mind, and spirit. Whether you're a yoga virgin or a seasoned practitioner, Tracy's Yoga Union has a place for your mat. So let's roll those mats out and get started with our new year, new you yoga flow. We'll start standing. First, allowing those feet to feel firmly grounded, finding the four outer corners of each foot, really sinking, rooting deeply into the earth. And then lifting up out of those hips, allowing that spine to straighten. And then let those shoulders relax. Level the chin. Let that face relax. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And then find that breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose as we fill up that low belly. On that exhale, almost exaggerate that, pulling that belly button back to the spine. Allowing that breath to quiet the mind and still the body. Settle us in. We'll start with just some gentle warm-ups from crown to tips of our toes. So on that next inhale, just gently lift the chin, opening up the throat area. Exhale. Start to gently bring that chin to chest. Inhale, lift that chin, open up that throat chakra. Exhaling, chin to chest. One more inhale, lifting the chin, opening up the throat, tilting that head back. Exhale, lowering that chin to chest. Inhale that chin to neutral. On an exhale, turn to look over the right shoulder. Inhale, looking over the left. Exhale, right. Inhale, left. Exhale, chin over the right shoulder. And over to the left. Coming back to neutral, we'll inhale those shoulders up, exhale them back. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Let's reverse that. Inhaling up, exhaling forward. Bring those arms out in front, little eagle arms. Cross the right over left, bend at the elbows. Bringing the palms together. Lift up and push out on those elbows. Little upper back and some more shoulder opening. Exhale, unwind, come back to center, left over right, bending at the elbows, bringing palms together, lifting up and pushing out on those elbows, continuing to open upper back area. Exhale, unwind. Drop those hands down. Let's work a little bit on those legs. So we'll bring some balance into that left leg. We'll hug the right knee into the chest and make some circles with the right ankle. Reverse those circles. Drop that down onto the heel. Nice bend into that left knee. Push that bottom back. Flex and point those right toes. And step it in. We'll reverse that. So balancing on the right leg, hopefully. Hugging that left knee in and drawing some circles. With the left ankle, reversing those circles. Set that heel down, nice bend in the right knee, push that bottom back, and then we'll point and flex the left toes. Step it on in. Let's move to the top of our mat. Continue some warming up with some sun salutations. Finding that nice steady mountain pose first. Then inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring those palms through to heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step one foot back, then the other, finding our plank. And then you can lower any way down, front of the body onto the mat, preparing for cobra. Inhaling, head, neck, chest, and shoulders into cobra. Tuck those toes, push back to dog. Walk those feet on up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale the lift. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring those palms through, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step one foot back. And then the other, find our plank. Find your way to lower on down to the mat. Inhale, head, neck, chest, shoulders into our cobra. Tuck those toes. Push back into another downward dog. Walk those feet on up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, palms through to heart center. Inhale, lift again, one last sun. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back into plank. Lowering down, preparing for cobra. Inhaling, head, neck, chest, and shoulders into that cobra. Tuck your toes. Push back into dog. Hopefully feeling warmed up now. Walking those feet on up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift to rise. Exhale, bring those palms through to heart center. Find that mountain again. Few resting breaths here. Focusing on that new year, new you. Gonna move into some standing postures, about 6 on either side. We'll do about 3 breaths in each posture. All right, we'll begin by stepping that left leg back, angling out those toes, bringing a nice bend into that right knee, Inhaling those arrow straight arms, fingertips up to the sky. Here we have our warrior one. Take the bend out of that knee. We'll open the body up to the long edge of the mat and tee those arms. And then bring that bend back in the knee for a warrior two. Turning the gaze over the fingertips of that bent knee. Next inhale, exalt that warrior, arcing the top arm up and over, back arm resting on that back leg. Let's move into extended side angle. Bending that right elbow, placing it on the bent knee. That top arm, fingertips can be reaching up. You could bind it behind the back or reach those fingertips for the wall in front of you. Keeping head and elbow in a nice line, making that extension, the head, the extension of the spine. Next inhale, straighten that knee. Place that right hand on the shin. Now those left fingertips up to the sky for our triangle. Look down at those front toes. Inhale to lift up. Gonna bring those toes to face the long edge of the mat. Palms to heart center. Begin to hinge and fold forward halfway with a nice straight back. When we're halfway, we can start to let those palms release down to the mat. Wide-legged standing forward fold. Next inhale, bring palms to heart center. Begin to lift with a nice straight back. Exhale those hands down. Heel toe those feet together. Step back to the front of that mat. Take a few breaths here in our mountain pose. And reflecting on those first 6 standing postures. And preparing to even that out by moving to the other side. And we'll do that by stepping that right leg back, angling out those toes, bringing a nice bend into that left knee, and then reaching up through arrow straight arms for our warrior one. Inhale, straighten that knee. Tee the arms as we open up the body to the long edge. Bring the bend back to that knee and then look over the fingertips of the bent knee for warrior two. Inhale, exalt our warrior. Exhale, move into that extended side angle. Finding what works best for arm and shoulder. Extending out, reaching up, or binding back behind the waist. Next inhale, start to straighten that knee. Place that left hand on the shin. Now those fingertips lift up to the sky for our triangle. Look down at those front toes. Inhale to lift. Bring both toes to face the long edge of the mat, palms to heart center. Exhale with a flat back. Begin to hinge and fold forward. And then let everything exhale down. Palms can rest on the floor underneath your shoulders. Wide-legged standing forward fold. Next inhale, bring those palms to heart center. Beginning to lift with a nice straight back. Exhale those hands down. Heel toe, the feet together. And enjoy a few breaths here. Feeling the balance now on both sides. Now we'll move into some balance postures. Balancing first on the left leg. Bringing those palms to heart center. Finding a strong, steady mountain pose. And then bringing more awareness into that left leg as we bring a bend into that right knee for our one-legged mountain. Knee is extending out from the hip, sole of the foot facing the mat. So toes are flexed. From here we'll move to tree. So bring the bend of the knee to the outside. Sole of foot on the calf. And then you can grow that tree. Stretching out through the left fingertips, we'll bring the right hand behind. Bring that foot behind and find our dancer pose. Exhale. Release it down. Shake it out. Come back to our mountain, palms at heart center here. Preparing to balance on the right leg. So bring that awareness to the right leg as we inhale that left knee into our one-legged mountain. One-legged mountain into tree. So flowing our balance postures as we did our standing postures. Stretching out through the right fingertips. Bringing the left behind, grabbing onto that left foot for our dancer pose on this side. Exhale, nice release down. Shake it all out. Mountain for a breath or two, just to feel how we are balanced now on both sides. Balanced from our equal 6 asanas, standing with the right and left leg. Our balanced postures, left and right leg as well. Then we'll step to the front of the mat and using a sun salutation to come down to our belly for some backward bending postures. Inhale those arms up, overhead, look up, stretch up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step one foot back and then the other for our plank. Ease on down to that mat. Now we're going to prepare for cobra here. But we're going to move and use that cobra a little bit differently. So tops of the feet are on the mat right now, forehead on the mat, elbows bent, palms right at the center of the chest. I'm going to pull those elbows back to the waistline. We're going to move our cobra here. So on an inhale, begin to lift head, neck, chest, shoulder. As we exhale, turn the head and rest on the right ear. Inhale, lift into our cobra. As we exhale, turn the head and let it rest on the left ear. Inhale into our cobra. Exhale, turn the head, resting on the right ear. Now we'll add in left and right leg with that cobra. So adding in a bit of a locust with our cobra. So as we inhale, head, neck, chest, shoulders, we're also going to lift that left leg, pointing the toes. Exhale, leg, turning the head to the left ear. Inhale into cobra, along with that right leg. Exhale, leg, turning head to rest on the right ear. One more inhale into cobra, lifting the left leg. Exhaling leg, turning the head to look to the right. Release those arms down. Maybe turn the toes in. Let that low back release for a breath or two here. Come back as if we're going to prepare for cobra. As we inhale, head, neck, chest, and shoulders. Also begin to slide those arms out so that the elbows and shoulders are in a nice line. Finding our Sphinx pose. And here we can dig the elbows into the mat, almost trying to slide them back to the waistline as well. And then that neck. Remember the neck, the head is an extension of the spine. And so I was tilting my chin up. And I release that down. so there's no creases in the back of my neck. Next, exhale as we release down. We'll turn the head, resting on the right ear, releasing those arms down. Maybe bringing those toes in, allowing that low back to release. And last backward bending posture. Forehead on the mat, tops of the feet. Let's bring our arms out, up overhead. Preparing for our boat pose, where we'll lift everything. We'll be using the belly and the pelvic area to rest on. So on that next inhale, just begin to control your lift of head, neck, chest, shoulders, arms, legs. Checking for creases in the back of that neck. Making some adjustments there. Next, exhale, slow release down. Push back into child's pose, wide-legged, or any stance. That's good for your back, your knees. Surrendering here in the child's pose. Inhaling to find a seat. We'll do a couple of seated forward folds and twists here. Beginning with a straddle seat. Engaging the backs of the legs. Lifting up through the hips to straighten that spine, level that chin. Soften that face. And then we'll just start to walk those hands out. Find an edge that is challenging but not painful for you. Maybe rest at that edge and then see if you can push it a bit further. So focusing here on getting that nice stretch in the inner thighs. Inhale, walk those hands in. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Clasp those hands underneath the toes. Kind of rock into a nice seat. Lift up through that spine, through the crown of the head. And here we are in butterfly. To release that butterfly. Bring those legs out in front of us. Find a good seat there. bend that right knee and let it drop out to the side. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, just hinge and fold forward here. At some point you can let that back round, you can let the head drop, or whatever's comfortable for the neck. Hopefully feeling a nice stretch along that right leg there. Stretch out through those fingertips. Inhale with a straight back up. Exhale those arms down. I'm going to bend that knee up. We can leave the leg or the foot here on the inside or cross it over the knee. Our right knee is bent, so we're going to grab onto that right knee with our left hand. Stretch out through the right fingertips. And exhale back into our twist here on this side. Turning that head to look over the back shoulder. Inhaling, straightening that spine. Use that exhale to move a little deeper into your twist. Inhale, lift that back arm, bring it back around to front. Unwind those legs. Bend that left knee in. Let it drop out to the side. We readjust our seat a bit. Inhale those arms up overhead. As we exhale, hinge, fold forward here. Now feeling that nice stretch along the outer edge of the left leg. Stretch out through both fingertips. Use that inhale to lift. Exhale, release it down. Hug that left knee in. Leave it to the inside or cross it over. Grab onto that left knee with the right. Stretch out through the left fingertips. Exhale that arm back around. Finding our twist on this side. Finishing that twist off by looking over that back shoulder. Inhale to lift, then unwind. Shake it out. We'll come on to our backs for some inversions. Keeping those knees bent for now. Preparing for bridge. And so for our bridge, we want to bring the heels as close to our bottom as we can. Keep those legs in tight together, arms at your side. And in any inversion, we want to keep the head with the eyes looking up. We don't want to turn the head from side to side once we're in that inversion. So keep that gaze looking up. And on an inhale, begin to peel those hips, low back, mid back. Maybe end that bridge there at the bottom of those shoulder blades and then push through the heels and up through the hips. exhale, bring it down one vertebra at a time. Maybe let those knees drop from one side to the other. Couple more bridges. Bringing those heels back in close to the bottom. Inhaling, peeling those hips, low back, mid back. Then we'll add a little challenge here with our bridge. We're going to sit the right heel on the left knee and let that right knee open up. Bring that right foot back down. And then exhale, slowly lower that bridge one vertebra at a time. Maybe this time hug those knees into the chest. Draw some circles in one direction. And change that direction. One last bridge, so lower those feet back down to the mat. Use that inhale to peel the hips, low back, mid back. And now we'll place the left ankle on the right knee in our bridge. Letting that left knee open up to the side. Soul back down to the mat. And then exhale again, just one vertebra at a time. And hug those knees into the chest. And maybe just a little rock from right to left. Nice massage on that low back. Now we're going to try a plow and shoulder stand. If your neck or shoulders maybe aren't up for that, then just some legs up might be good. If you need a little support, you could bring those legs up the wall. If you're ready for plow and shoulder stand, I like to begin my plow first with my arms tucked under my bottom. I inhale those arms, or legs rather, get my body part right, up halfway, and use those hands to give a little push. And then I bring the heels to my low back, the heels of my palms to my low back. Again, being very mindful to not move the head here. Continue to look up. The toes do not have to touch the ground behind you. Now really get the palms of the hand into that low back, right above the waist there, right at it. And then we lift those feet for our shoulder stand. Toes can point or flex. We can even try some of those leg variations that we did in our seated postures, like our butterfly, or the straddle, or different seated forward folds. And I like to release the shoulder stand by first coming back to plow, and then rolling up. And we're going to try baby headstand. and or tripod. Again, if this is something that you feel your neck is ready for. So this is a fairly major inversion for those that are new to this. So we pretty much start in tabletop, and we want to put the crown of our head, maybe right there where we would have had that soft spot as a baby. Now for baby headstand, we're just going to bend the knees in and grab onto those feet. Very basic, but still very beneficial. And you can stay there in that baby headstand, or we could try a tripod. So for tripod, the head is in that same position. What we're going to do, we're going to bring our knees onto our elbows there. So I like to lift up and then bring one knee to one elbow and then the other to the opposite. Really lift into those elbows so that the neck is not crunching into the mat. So use the strength of the arms as opposed to the neck to hold you in the tripod. And whether you've been in that tripod or baby headstand, that type of inversion needs to have a counterbalance by coming onto your feet. Let everything go back in the opposite direction. Kind of that balance again, right? We did balance in our standing and balance postures, balancing out left and right. We had balance in our backward bends, in our seated postures, our inversions. So balancing everything out for this new year, new you. And then you can find that corpse pose, stretching out on your back, taking up as much space or as little space as you'd like in the corpse pose. And I'll just take a few resting breaths here to let everything kind of settle in. But as always, you're welcome to stay in corpse for as long as the body's still, the mind is quiet, but still conscious. Stretching out one last time from fingertips to toe tips. Rolling to our sides to come up to seated. Bringing palms to heart center. Namaste. Happy New Year. Happy New You.